Hello, thanks for joining me. This is Bill Steffen, and I must warn you that while we're still recording this, there are fireworks going off around here. So if I'm talking and all of a sudden you hear a big boom, that's what's going on here in our neighborhood. The party lasts a long time into the night. Well, let's take a look at some alerts that we have here for this 5th of July. First of all, we're going to start you out with beach hazard statement. The south sides of the piers especially are going to be on the dangerous side as some stronger winds develop and we get these structural currents. So don't be jumping off the piers and breakwaters, the breakwalls here during the day today. We've also got small craft advisories for waves increasing to as much as 2 to 5 feet. We have a clean air action day because of the heat and the humidity and the possibility for ozone accumulating in the lower atmosphere. And we have a chance of a thunderstorm, though the best chance of rain won't come until late Saturday night into the day on Sunday. So we'll talk about all of those here as we go on through the next few minutes here. First of all, this is kind of interesting. This is a map that the National Weather Service puts out that has all the advisories on it. And what's interesting is that when there's more than one advisory for a particular county, they have to put a rank by priority what's going to be the county color there. Tornado warnings in red color would take a high priority. So if you had a tornado warning and you had a clean air action day or something like that, the tornado warning would take precedence and the county would be colored blue. Now here we have the beach hazard statement from Holland North. That's Ottawa, Muskegon, Oceana, and Mason counties. Now, Muskegon County and Ottawa County are also under the air quality alert, but you can see that's also highlighted there for Kent County, Allegan, Allegan, Van Buren, and Berrien counties there. It's also in effect for the Detroit area and the Chicago area. And we have a small craft advisory in the pink color there from Holland off to the north as well. That's right along the shoreline. Okay, let's talk about some of these here for a little bit and see what's going on across the area here. We'll start out with severe weather. This is the severe weather outlook area from the Storm Prediction Center. There is a slight risk or level 2 from Montana down to western Nebraska for both hail and winds and maybe an isolated tornado. We also have a level 1 or marginal risk in that dark green color that runs from Lake Superior on down toward Kansas. So those are the areas where we're looking for some more significant weather. Could be some stronger thunderstorms later today up across the UP and during the nighttime hours sneaking pretty close to Traverse City. Okay, then the outlook here for the day on Sunday is mainly from Grand Rapids off to the east, and it's not the dark green. That means it's just a non-severe. While we can't rule out one or two severe reports there's nothing organized or nothing that would warrant having a much larger or a more serious outbreak. There is a marginal or level 1 outbreak outlook, as you can see there from the Black Hills of South Dakota on down to the edge of the Texas Panhandle there, which means more rain and more thunderstorms possible for Texas, where they've had those devastating floods along the Guadalupe River there. Okay, let's take a look then at our sponsors, and we want to thank them for helping us out here, and we'll be right back after this.
Need a fast, efficient, and affordable cleaning service? Complete Care Concierge has you covered. Serving all of West Michigan, we offer one-time, daily, weekly, and bi-weekly cleans, plus move in, move out. We also service apartment hallways and laundry rooms. Our work is guaranteed, gift cards are available, and we even clean on weekends. There's no better way to say I love you than giving a tired mom a break from dishes and laundry. Are you a busy professional? Pamper yourself by taking vacuuming and dusting off your plate. Office manager, keep your business looking and feeling its very best. Call 616-264-1397 today for a spotless space and total peace of mind.
When your home needs help, you might not know where to start. Why not ask Ace? We're always here to help with Ace Handyman Services. Our talented craftsmen handle everything from drywall and carpentry to doors and kitchens. We're the neighbors you trust to get the job done right. Let's get started. Book your handyman appointment today. Ace Handyman Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
We also look at our sunrise and sunset time, average high and low temperature, about as warm as it gets through the year here. In the month of July, our average high temperature is at 83. We've been as warm as 100 degrees on the 4th of July before, and record low temperatures now are in the mid 40s. Let's take a look at the 66-hour rainfall totals across the area right now. And well, first of all, some high temperatures across the region. Warmest two spots were Grand Rapids and Hillsdale at 88, 87 Kalamazoo and Ionia, 86 for Battle Creek and Coldwater, 85 Battle Creek. Oh, excuse me, that's Battle Creek should not be there. That should just be Sturgis. And then South Haven Lighthouse. You can see how temperatures are a little warmer than they've been back in early June. We were getting about a 15-degree difference between inland and water. And now it's not quite that great. Temperature still made it to 80 at the South Haven Lighthouse, 77 at the Holland Beach, and at the end of the pier, 75 degrees. It also made 75 out at the Muskegon Buoy. Okay, let's move on here and take a look at our 66-hour rainfall total. As you can see, the places that are going to get rain are those areas that are allotted the most rain are those areas with the yellow color up in Minnesota up there. And down in Florida, Florida's got what's a developing tropical storm down there. It shouldn't be a real super major tropical storm, but it should provide some fairly heavy rain for the Eastern Carolinas and also the state of Florida there. We're eventually going to turn the rain off in Texas, and that's certainly good news. Let's zoom in just a little bit and take a look at Michigan. And for Michigan, you can see the least amount of rain is Grand Rapids to around Alpena. That's the area that really could use some rain, especially around Holland and the north side of Grand Rapids. There'll be more heavier rainfall totals across the lake in Wisconsin, and maybe toward the southeastern part of the state too. Their rainfall amounts could pick up because of timing. The front coming through during the mid-afternoon when thunderstorms are most apt to build off the instability of the warmer temperatures at the ground level. All right, let's move on to talk tropical here. A couple things to talk about. First of all, in the Western Atlantic, it looks like we are going to get a tropical storm. That's where that red X is, and it's producing some fairly heavy rain. It'll be probably a minimal to moderate tropical storm as it comes on shore, so it's not going to produce a ton of wind damage. And that area can handle a little bit of rain, but there certainly could be some local flooding in the Eastern Carolinas, especially toward the outer banks of North Carolina. And then this storm, which will be called Chantel, will move off toward the right out over the open waters of the Pacific and eventually fall apart. Now, on the right side, we have a new tropical storm that's developing, and within the next couple of days, we'll have Tropical Storm Gil, G-I-L. And that storm far enough off the Mexican coast that it shouldn't cause any significant problems there. But it will race off toward the west-northwest and finally reach some cooler water where it will dissipate. And there may be another storm to follow that one. In the Western Pacific Ocean and Indian Ocean, this is the satellite picture with some writing on top of it. No suspect areas in the Indian Ocean. There are a couple of spots there in the Western Pacific Ocean. Tropical Storm Mun, M-U-N, is well east of Japan. It's fairly small and is racing away and will eventually fall apart. And then we have another tropical storm, which could develop into a minimal hurricane as it moves toward Taiwan, or maybe threads the channel there between Taiwan and China. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But again, not a super major hurricane for those folks there. I always marvel when I look at these pictures to see how sunny it is in Australia, in parts of Africa, North Africa, and South Africa, totally sunny. Saudi Arabia, the Persian Gulf area, the Red Sea, those areas there seeing a lot of sunshine, hardly any clouds at all. Okay, we'll move ahead and go back to more local weather here across the area. Take a look at today's forecast and the headlines. Hot weather today, low 90s. Slight chance of a thunder shower this afternoon, but again, emphasize slight. A better chance for a shower or thunderstorm will come late Saturday night or Sunday with the arrival of a little cool front. If you want to cool off today, head to Lake Michigan. Temperatures there should be about 8 to 10 degrees cooler than those areas that are inland. And so we'll take a look at what we expect here for the next couple of days. I'll start out here with if we can go on to the next slide here and show that. the temperatures here across the area. See if we can get those up for you. There we go. The lake forecast first. Waves 2 to 5 feet. Winds southwest 15 to 25 knots. You can see a lot of water temperatures there above 70 degrees, which is nice. Reed's Lake chimed in again with 82. That could actually be a degree warmer by tomorrow afternoon. So if you want to go swimming in an inland lake where there's some pretty warm water tomorrow afternoon or later today, would certainly be a time to do that there. Kind of interesting. Okay, now we'll take a look at the forecast for later on today. We're calling for temperatures here to make it up into the low 90s. Temperatures in the low to mid 60s during the early morning. Just a 20% chance of a thunder shower in the afternoon, mostly clear skies during the nighttime hours. We got about a 3/4 full moon out there looking pretty. Winds to be south-southwest, and they will be increasing up to at least 15 miles an hour here during the afternoon. And the outlook here, looking ahead for high temperatures, 92 today for Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo, 95 for Chicago. Phew, that's hot. At the lake, still 86 at South Haven. That could be the warmest day of the summer so far for them. And look at only a 6-degree difference between the anticipated high temperature in Grand Rapids and in South Haven. Look at Traverse City with a downsloping south wind. Their temperature also could reach 95 degrees, Alpena at 94. Up in the UP, we're looking at temperatures well up into the 80s, even at the shoreline. So warm days, pretty much from one end of the state to the other. And the outlook for Sunday, a little cooler air comes into the UP. As you can see, temperatures drop a little bit there. Winds will turn off the lake, and you can see where Marquette is. Temperatures may only be in the mid-60s during the afternoon. We'll still be in the muggy air down here in southern lower Michigan, where temperatures should reach the mid-80s. 86 Grand Rapids, 81 South Haven, 80 at Ludington. And again, a good bet for a shower or a thunder shower here late Saturday night or during the day on Sunday. So we'll take a look at the 5-day forecast here. Temperatures up into the low 90s. We'll see readings fall back into the mid-80s here for midweek, with a best bet for a shower or storm coming Sunday, and then dry weather expected here into Monday and on Tuesday. The 8 to 14-day outlook is in. This is for the United States for the period July 12th through the 18th. It gives us above average temperatures here. Near normal over the central U.S., where there'll be more shower and thunderstorm activity. And then the rainfall totals here, as you can see, if we go to the rainfall map, we'll be able to show you that the heaviest rain will be in the southeastern U.S., some of that with the remnants of Tropical Storm Chantal as that races off toward the northeast. So all in all, a hot day coming up today, temperatures in the low 90s. Best bet for a shower or storm will come late Saturday night after the fireworks, and then during the day on Sunday. After that, we dry out just a little bit again. Well, Michelle's working at the airport, and so she has left us some. We got one of the answers there earlier. This is kind of interesting. Michigan's Court of Appeals okayed swearing in public. We had a rule that you couldn't swear in public. And of course, I don't like having those words in my vocabulary because I ad lib on TV. And you would not want to have something jump out that you would not want to have jump out. So this Boomer guy, and isn't that an appropriate name, fell out of a canoe and swore. He was charged with a misdemeanor and convicted by a jury, which was reasonable because that was the law. The Court of Appeals said that banning swearing crosses the First Amendment line and that most everyone would be guilty anyway. Okay, the no swearing law was then repealed in 2015. And that was in 2002 when that happened here. So thanks to Timothy Boomer, we have that. All right, let's move on and take a look at something else here. The first Grand Rapids motorized fire truck in Oldsmobile. That picture is not the one that was given. We have to be pretty careful about what pictures we use here on the blog. But I thought it was interesting that in the first motorized fire truck was in 1910. Now, that was only 115 years ago. And I were in 1910, were they still using horses? I guess, to carry water to a fire. Firefighters do an absolutely fantastic job now. Firefighting is so much a science now with EVs and lithium batteries and everything else that they have to contend with. All right, let's go on to the next one here. See what we got. July 5th, 1994. This e-commerce company was founded in Bellevue, Washington. Okay, I've got a hint as to what it is already. Started off selling books, and it started off selling books out of a garage, but it sells everything today, and their trucks are most recognizable. Today it operates in 20 countries and ships to 100 plus countries. It shares its name with the South American rainforest and the river with the most rain or most water in it of any river on earth, and that would be the Amazon River. So we're talking about Amazon, which is only 31 years old, and Jeff Bezos and company have made a lot of money off that company over the years. That started out in Bellevue, Washington. Okay, what else we got? July 5, 1996. This sheep became the first mammal cloned from an adult's somatic cell. She lived at the Roslin Institute in Scotland. I know the name. Yes, she was named after an American singer. I did not know that, with the same first name. Well, the sheep was Dolly. So are we talking, hello, Dolly, this is Louis Dolly? No, probably not. Is it Dolly Parton? How many other Dollies are there out there? All right, let's go to the answer, and it's Dolly the sheep. So it's interesting. The sheep doesn't look too concerned about it. But the first cloned creature here was Dolly the sheep. Let's go to the next one here. I think we have one more slide, maybe more than one. Dave Verhoeven, the Betsy Valley Trail. So this is not from John Doherty up in Benzie County. This is from Dave. And nice bridge there going across the water. Good day for a bike ride, that's for sure. And when you're on a bicycle like that, you're always assured of a nice breeze coming at your face there. That's kind of neat. I enjoy my bicycle rides. And up next, another picture we have here from, let's see, thought you would enjoy this picture that my daughter took between 8 and 10 o'clock last night. That was July 2 at Holland State Park from the beach campground. Our beautiful evening turned rather ominous looking within a couple of hours. No severe weather, though, just some lightning and thunder, mostly out over the lake, I would assume. A little bit of wind. I think they had a gust there to around 30 miles an hour, and some very short-lived rain. Didn't get much, and they certainly could have used a lot more. Doesn't that kind of look like a volcano in the distance there with some smoke starting to rise? And it's really kind of neat with the sun being such that it's casting a shadow so that you got the mountain, or the cloud mountain there, and then you've got a bright area right around the edge of it, and then you've got a darker area where there's a little bit of shadow there, and then the background illumination there, the glow. But you can see a lot of boats out there watching the view. Really a pretty shot. Thank you so much for sharing that. And up next, this is from Battle Creek, the Field of Flight. Yeah, I forgot that goes on 4th of July weekend. The Field of Flight down in Battle Creek, that would still be going on today. So if anybody wants to head down in that direction, though it does get a little breezy, they'll have a hard time getting any balloons up here late in the day. The morning launch features targets at different areas around the community, and balloons inflate on private property and use the wind direction to guide them to the different target areas. I have been up in a hot air balloon, I believe, 9 times. Gail and I went up in a hot air balloon when we got married. We had the church service, then we went to the reception, and we walked out of the reception into the field there and took off in a hot air balloon. So that was kind of neat. Though I think at almost 75 years old, my cardiologist would probably recommend that I not be doing stuff like that anymore. But it was fun. I really enjoyed them, and it really is quiet up there. You can hear the sounds down on the ground when you don't have the gas jets on there. So Bradley, thanks for that. And I think we have a couple pictures there. The morning coming up here at John Doherty. This is Benzie County. Morning or evening, you can see some rays there, crepuscular rays, I guess those count, and sunshine there kind of illuminating the clouds there. There's 2 different layers of clouds. There's a lower level down to the bottom there, and then there's a higher level as you get up toward the top of the picture there. So thank you, John, for sending that along, and all your great pictures from up there in Benzie County. So we have come to me in my parka, so appropriate for the 5th of July. Thanks so much for staying with us here till the end. I hope you have yourself a fantastic weekend. And once again, happy birthday, USA. 249 years.